Welcome to Pfinance. Looking for the best index funds to invest? Wondering which ones offer the best returns and lowest expense ratios? Index funds, a type of mutual fund designed to mirror the performance of a specific market index, might just be the investment strategy you're looking for. They offer a passive investment approach, where the fund manager isn't actively choosing investments, but instead replicating an index. This strategy often results in lower costs, which can be a major advantage. Additionally, index funds provide broad market exposure, reducing the risk associated with individual. They're an excellent way to diversify your portfolio and can be a safe and profitable investment strategy. They're straightforward, cost-effective, and have historically delivered solid returns over the long term. Now that you understand the basics of index funds, let's dive into the top funds to consider in 2024. First up on our list is the Shelton NASDAQ 100 Index Investor, or NASDX. This fund has an expense ratio of 0.52% and boasts a perfect Morningstar rating of 5 stars, with total assets amounting to $1.7 billion and a trailing 12 months yield of 0.39%. It's a substantial player in the market. Over the past 5 years, NASDX has returned an impressive 21.18%. This large growth fund invests in the biggest domestic and international non-financial companies listed on the NASDAQ exchange. Launched in the early 2000s, the fund requires a minimum initial investment of $1,000. NASDX is a great choice for those interested in non-financial companies listed on the NASDAQ exchange. Next, we have the Victory NASDAQ 100 Index Fund, also known as USNQX. This large growth fund carries an expense ratio of just 0.45%, and is highly rated with 5 out of 5 stars by Morningstar. With total assets amounting to $5.7 billion and a trailing 12-month yield of 0.56%, it's a heavyweight contender in its category. The fund's 5-year return is an impressive 21%. Founded in late 2000, USNQX seeks to match the performance of the stocks composing the NASDAQ 100 Index. The minimum investment for this fund is $3,000. USNQX is a solid option for those looking to match the performance of the NASDAQ 100 Index. Another great fund to consider is the Valak Company NASDAQ 100 Index Fund, or Pfinance. This fund boasts an expense ratio of just 0.44%. Morningstar rates it a full 5 stars, and its total assets amount to nearly $900 million. The trailing 12-month yield is 0.23%, and the total 5-year return stands at a robust 20.85%. The Pfinance is a large growth fund that aims for long-term capital growth by investing in stocks within the NASDAQ 100 Index. A remarkable aspect of this fund is that there's no minimum investment requirement. This makes it highly accessible for all sorts of investors. Pfinance is a perfect choice for investors seeking long-term capital growth. Next, let's talk about 2 funds focused on large-cap U.S. growth stocks: the Voya Russell Large Cap Growth Index Portfolio and the Fidelity Series Large Cap Growth Index Fund. Starting with the Voya Russell Large Cap Growth Index Portfolio, or IRLSX, its expense ratio stands at 0.68%. It boasts a Morningstar rating of 5 out of 5 stars and holds total assets of $1.6 billion. The trailing 12-month yield is 0.21%, and the total 5-year return is 19.32%. Formed in 2009, IRLSX invests in large-cap U.S. growth stocks, seeking to track the performance of the Russell Top 200 Growth Index, and there are no minimum investment requirements. Moving on to the Fidelity Series Large Cap Growth Index Fund, also known as FHOFX, it has an unbeatable expense ratio of 0%. With a Morningstar rating of 5 out of 5 stars, it has total assets of $1 billion. The trailing 12-month yield stands at 0.83%, and the total 5-year return is 18.63%. Launched in late 2018, FHOFX invests at least 80% of its assets in companies with large market capitalizations in the Russell 1000 Growth Index. There's a $0 investment minimum, making it the most affordable fund on our list. Both IRLSX and FHOFX are excellent options for those interested in large-cap U.S. growth stocks. Now, let's look at 3 more funds: the Fidelity Large Cap Growth Index Fund, the Schwab U.S. Large Cap Growth Index Fund, and the Fidelity U.S. Sustainability Index Fund. First, we have the Fidelity Large Cap Growth Index Fund, or FSPGX, with an exceptionally low expense ratio of just 0.035%. It's a 5-star Morningstar rated fund with total assets of a whopping $19.3 billion. FSPGX offers a trailing 12-month yield of 0.73% and a 5-year return of 18.63%. This large growth fund invests at least 80% of its assets in Russell 1000 growth index companies and was founded back in 2016. The best part? There are 0 investment minimums. Next up is the Schwab US Large Cap Growth Index Fund, or SWLGX. Like FSPGX, it also boasts an expense ratio of just 0.035%. With total assets of $1.7 billion and a 5-year return of 18.7%, it's quite a catch. SWLGX invests at least 90% of its net assets in securities included in the Russell 1000 Growth Index. It was initiated in late 2017, and again, there are no minimums to invest. Last but certainly not least, we have the Fidelity US Sustainability Index Fund, or FIDLEX. This fund stands out for its focus on companies with high environmental, social, and governance performance relative to sector peers. It tracks the MSCI USA ESG Index and has an expense ratio of 0.11%. With total assets of $3 billion, a TTM yield of 1.12%, and a total 5-year return of 15.45%, it's a solid choice. Plus, it was founded in early 2017, and there are no minimums to invest. FSPGX, SWLGX, and FIDLEX are all fantastic choices for diverse investment interests. Last but not least, we have the Fidelity 500 Index Fund, also known as FXAI. This fund boasts an impressively low expense ratio of just 0.015%. It's earned top marks with a Morningstar rating of 5 out of 5 stars. FXAI has a staggering total asset value of $471.9 billion. The trailing 12-month yield stands at 1.45%, with a total 5-year return of 14.93%. This fund seeks to closely mirror the returns and characteristics of the S&P 500 index, focusing on diversified domestic large-cap equity. Launched in early 1988, FXAI has no minimum investment requirement, making it accessible for all. FXAI is a strong choice for those looking for a diversified domestic large-cap equity fund. There you have it. A list of some of the best index funds to consider investing in for 2024. From the Shelton NASDAQ 100 Index Investor with its impressive total 5-year return, to the Fidelity Series Large Cap Growth Index Fund, which stands out with its 0 expense ratio and 0 investment minimum. And let's not forget the Fidelity US Sustainability Index Fund, the only fund on our list that tracks the MSCI USA ESG Index, reflecting a growing trend in socially responsible investing. Each of these funds offers a unique opportunity to diversify your portfolio, minimize risk, and potentially achieve steady returns over the long term. Index funds are a tried and true investment strategy, offering exposure to a broad range of stocks while keeping costs low. Remember, always do your own research before making any investment decisions. Here's to a profitable 2024. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe and share. Thank you for watching Pfinance, empowering your finances $1 at a time.